Hello, welcome to Ekidel, where we train future civil and structural engineers. My name is Fashe Ochet. Today, we want to train you on how to load your slab. You know, different structure with different loadings. And as we always said, that good modeling, analyzing, and design without proper loading can still do what? Lead to collapse. So to avoid that, that is why I want to show you how to load your slab. Are we together? So how to load your slab. And we have done on how to load your slab when it comes to residential and hostels. The reason is because if you look at your place of loading, there's no particular place where it's being written under your imposed load. There's no place where it's being written hostel. Then you might get confused on which particular value or loading are you going to use when it comes to your what? To your hostel. So and residential. So we have combined them together. So there's one video we have done on how to load your slab when it comes to residential and hostel. And not only that, we have also done on when it comes to plaza and also shopping mall. And don't forget that when it comes to plaza and shopping mall, there are differences. So the difference between plaza and also shopping mall. If you want to know more about this, go and watch all those videos on Ekidel channel. So we have done a lot of designs when it comes to structural designs. So I will ask you to click on like button, at the same time subscribe to this channel so that you can have access to all our videos at the same time. We can have access once we release any new videos. So today we want to look at how we can load your slab when it comes to screw. The same place, you notice that there's no screw. Let me click. Let's go there. Under our modeling, under slab. Let's look at our slab. Let our slab come up. For our slab. So let's see. So under our loading, we discover that at this point you cannot see anything like screw. There's no screw here. So we are not doing videos on those ones that are already here. Are we together? We are not doing videos on anyone that's already here, because once you have finished your design and you know how to do put your dead load. Sorry, you know how to put your dead load. That is all. You just come here and pick any of these based on what you are designing. But in a situation whereby what we have here, what we are designing is not mentioned here, then how do you know the particular value imposed load to pick? That is why we are selecting these particular structures to show you how to load them. Are we together? So that is that. So on this video, we want to show you how you can load your slab for screw. In case your architect design screw for you, and how do you load it? How do you load your slab? So that's what we are here to do. Ekidel is a place that you can be trained properly, and also we have what we call mentorship class, where we train you specially beyond just being beyond just what you are watching here. There are things we'll have said, but we cannot mention them because we are concentrating on a particular aspect. Like this one now, we are concentrating on what? On how to load your slab when it comes to screw designs. So that's what we are doing. But in mentorship class, we go beyond just that. So thank you very much. Let's go there and see how we can load our slab for this particular screw. Let's go there. All right, welcome back. So as I said, we want to see how we can load this screw. So we want to see how we can load this particular slab. So you can see all paneled. So you can see the panels. So now we want to see how we can load our slab into these panels. So therefore, what we do ideally is always like on a building set out. So what you do is to click on your modeling. On my modeling, I come to to slab. So I'm using Protastructure 2022, as you can see up here. So therefore, this is it. So my my slab depth, I'm using 150. This your slab depth is not constant. It depends on the structure. So this slab, there are times I can use 175, at times I can use 200. So it depends on the structure and the span and how big your panel is. Also at times determines your depth of your slab, or the loadings at times also determines your depth of your slab. So how do you know the depth of your slab? Is in the course of drawing your slab strip. So if it fails either by your reinforcement, you need to adjust to increase, or the spacing, and if all of these still failing, maybe you need to increase your depth of slab. So but for now I'm using 150 depth. That's my slab. That's what I'm going to use. And my cover is 25. I always leave it at constant. So as default, so 25. So now the next thing to do is to click on your loadings. So now in my loading, we have what we call dead load. This is your dead load is just like maybe your tiles, your terrazzo, and whatever. So whatever they want to use here. So that's what we are referring to. And some use 1 kilonewton per meter square. So, but some also use 1.2 as their dead load. Altogether as their dead load. So, but don't forget that either you are using 1 kilonewton per meter square or you are using 1.2 kilometer square, you still need to add your partition load, which is 0.5. Altogether 0.5. So for me, I mostly use 1.2 as my dead load, then plus my partition load as what? 0.5, which makes what? 1.7 as my dead load. So while some use 1.5, all of this is still okay. If you like, you use 1.5 as your dead load, or you use 1.7 as your dead load. So are we together? I've told you you should either use 1.5 or 1.7. So everything, all of this is still what? Is still okay. So for me, I'm using my dead load as what? 1.2, then 1.2 plus 0.5, which is for partitioning. As I said, 0.5 partitioning, while 1.2 my dead load. So all together, we now have what? 1.7. That is 1.2 plus 0.5. That's what? 1.7. Is that okay? That is that. So now coming to this place, don't forget we are designing for what? For school, isn't it? For school. But in this place, if you look down from up here like this up to the end, you discover that there's no place where school is being mentioned. As when school is being mentioned, we would have been doing this video, because once you know your dead load, how to put your dead load, you just come here and pick, isn't it? Like now when you are designing for what do you call it, single unit guest house, balcony single dwelling unit. All you need to do is just to come here and pick. That's all. So we will have done this video, but in this case, what we are designing for is not being mentioned here. So how do you know which one to pick? That you not go and underpick or overpick your imposed load. So what you need to do at this point is to come to your imposed load, which is your live load. Right click. Once you right click, now come to this place. So when you are designing for school, you can use 3 kilonewton, which is communal kitchen, and you can also use balcony guest house, which is also 3 kilonewton, any of them, and even this one, balcony banking hall, which is also 3, and also kitchen, laundry, laboratory. You can use any of those ones that I've just mentioned. So you can use any of those ones. Looking at school is somehow congested. You know, students, thank God all of us have gone to school. You know how it is. So that's why it's very important to pick the right load altogether. If you go and pick 4, it's too much. It's too much. So now, where we pick 4, I've already explained that, where you can use this particular place. And don't go and watch our videos on other ones that we have done, so you get to know how to load your slab for different structures that are not being mentioned here. Altogether, we have talked about a hostel, we have talked about a shopping plaza, we have talked about shopping mall. How do you know which one to pick? So today, we want to look at a school, because school also is not mentioned here. Shopping plaza is not mentioned here. Shopping mall is not mentioned here. Hostel is not mentioned here. So the next thing we are going to do after this video is what we call how to load your slab when it comes to churches. Because if you look at this, do you have any churches here? Like this place now, you are seeing General Assembly. You can say, since General Assembly is a church, so you can pick this one. This one is quite too much. It's quite too much. So which one are you going to pick among this place, and how do you calculate it? All of this we will let you know when we are in our next video on how to load your slab on church, for church and mosque. So coming back to this particular lesson, we want to see how do you load this one. So which one is the right one to pick among this place? So don't pick less than 3 kilonewton per meter square. Altogether, don't pick less than 3 kilonewton per meter square. The right one you want to pick is 3, any of them that has 3 kilonewton per meter square. So guest house or club, you can pick that one. You can also pick banking hall. No banking hall, how busy it is, plenty people and all of that. Which also as good as a student. And if you also look at this one, balcony and guest house. Guest house, there are a lot of chairs, isn't it? There are a lot of chairs, clubbing and all of that. You know how that place is also busy. So for me, I'm going to pick on this balcony guest house, or you pick a banking hall. Is that okay? A banking hall. So that is that. But for me, because of chairs and all of those in the same unit, you can see there's no difference between this one, 3 kilonewton per meter square, and 3 kilonewton per meter square. So whichever one you pick is the same thing. Don't say, this one is a laundry, it's a laboratory, it has some chairs, and they are still within 3 kilonewton per meter square. So anyone you pick, as long as 3 kilonewton per meter square, you are perfectly okay. So I can go ahead and pick. So you can see 3 kilonewton per meter square, and our dead load, I've explained this one. So the next thing to do is to begin to do what? To click those inside those panels all together, to begin to click on those panels. So let's start. So I'm clicking. So this is how to load your slab. Sorry, I'm going to do this one, staircase side. So it's to begin to click inside your what? Your panel. So this is how to choose your load for your slab when it comes to what? To slab. So that is that. So you can see we are done with this. We are done with this. So you can now close this. So this is when it comes to slab loading. Let's check it again. Property, and see our loadings to be sure. Okay, our dead load, sorry, our depth of slab 150, very okay. Concrete cover, okay. Then dead load 1.7, we have explained that. Then imposed load, we have also explained that when it comes to screw, design of screw, this is the unit you should pick, no matter how big, how gigantic it is. It's 3 kilonewton per meter square. Likewise, your dead load, which is your finishing, ties and all of that, partition and all of that. So that is that. And we have also explained in the situation whereby the highest you can use, maybe it depends on your structure, maybe 2 is quite much for school. It's quite much because there are a lot of things we consider. So this one is perfectly okay for school. If you use this value for any design when it comes to school, I bet you are good to go. As long you can, after modeling, designing, analyzing, you also interact with your members. Because in Ekidel, we advise that every member, every structural engineers, after designing your structure, make sure you do what? You interact with all your members. Exactly. So that is that. So this is how to do what? To load your slab when it comes to school designs. Is that clear? So that is that. In case you have not subscribed to this channel, I will advise you to subscribe. It's very, very important so that you can have access to all our videos, and at the same time you can also be updated on our latest video. And not only that, we have also designed, you can watch a lot of videos, whatever you want. Just type it on YouTube and say by Ekidel. What I say? By Ekidel. Type your question and also say what? By Ekidel. Once you do that, you'll see all our videos. In fact, you'll be surprised. In fact, you'll be happy and jubilate the videos you are going to see, because we take our time to train you, because we are looking for a way to make this world a better place when it comes to what? Engineering. Is that okay? So that is why we are here for you in Ekidel. At the same time, like this video. It's very important. Also like this video. As I said, try and subscribe. So till then, I see you in the other video that will be talking about how to load your church or mosque. Because looking at where we have picked our imposed load, we discover that church or mosque is not being mentioned, isn't it? Then how do you know the right load to pick? So all of that will also be explained in that. As I've said, we have done other videos. Go and watch it. Any structure at all, just type it by Ekidel. You will see the answers provided. Is that okay? So thank you very much. God bless you. Till I see you next time. Sorry before I forget. There is this Ekidel group whereby we have other engineers that when, for example, as I'm designing now, if there's any challenge here, I can quickly go to that place and post it, the question, and before you know it, other engineers will quickly respond to the question and provide the answer. Before you know it, I solve my problem. Likewise, if you have any question, you can also post it there. Before you know it, other people will respond to you and help you solve the problem. And when the question is being asked, if you are part of the group, you discover that you have the knowledge you have the solution to the question. Why not? You provide the solution. That is why in Ekidel, we don't have our knowledge. We want to make this world a better place for every one of us.